Hello everyone, good afternoon. So, myself, Raj Bhagav, and I am working as a cybersecurity analyst in Indian Cybersecurity Solutions. So, I welcome you to today's topic, securing network architecture. So, what is security architecture and all we'll be learning now. So, network security architecture. Let's get into it. So network must have security embedded into every design that network security provides a basic for an organization. Cyber defense and helps to protect all the company's IT assets here, company IT assets and all. So now let's come into the elements of network security. We have two elements in network security. One is network element and is security element. Network elements, network nodes like computers, routers, etc. and all. So communication protocols, TCP, IP, HTTP, DNS and all. Connection media, wired and wireless and topologies like burst, star, mesh, etc. These all comes under the network elements. Whereas in security elements, cyber security devices, software, secure communication protocol, for example, IPsec, VPN, NTLS, and data privacy technologies like classification, encryption, key management, etc. So, uh, what is the main purpose? The purpose of the network security architecture is enable businesses to maintain resiliency in the face of cyber attacks or a failure of one or more components of their infrastructure. The architecture should be optimized for daily use during normal businesses operations and prepare the company to handle reasonable bursts, spikes, or surges in traffic, and to appropriately manage potential cyber threats to the organization. So now let's see the security. A security architect is responsible for identifying and working to prevent the potential cyber threats to an organization network and systems. As part of that role, security architects should design a network that visibility and control necessary to identify and respond to cyber threats to an organization system. This include in the developing a plan for locating security controls to maximize their benefits to the company. So the security frameworks, we have different types of security frameworks. They need to develop a network security architecture that should include primary phases like access, design, implement, and manage. In access phase, they need to process business architecture reviews and key steps in the phase, including data capture, business modeling, and risk assessments. In design phase, this phase is in this phase, they need to develop a response to the requirement and to build customized local logical design blueprints and recommendations. In the next phase, third phase is implement. In this phase, the professional services, partners, etc., and low level design details and driver deliver statement of work for real world solutions. In the last phase, manage. This phase get towards continuous development and incremental improvements of the security postures. So these network security architecture frameworks can be designed based on the few different frameworks. Two of the most widely used models include zero trust and the Sherwood applied business security architecture. So zero trust security model is designed to replace traditional perimeter-based security models that place implicit trust in users, devices, and applications inside of the network. Zero trust eliminates the network perimeter by threading all the devices as potential threats regardless of their location. With Zero trust architecture, all requests for access to corporate resources are evaluated on a case basis. If that particular request is deemed legitimate based on role-based accesses and the other contextual data, the access is granted only to the requested assets at the requester level for the duration of the current session. So this zero trust security architecture provides deep visibility and control over the actions performed within the corporate network. Uh, this is a combination of strong authentication systems, including multi-factor authentication and granular access controls implemented using micro-segmentation. So now let's see about the Sherwood Applied Business Architecture. We call it SABSA, model for developing a security architecture based upon risking and business security needs. This model identifies business security requirements at the beginning of the process and works to trace them throughout the entire process of designing, implementing, and maintaining a security architecture. This SBSA includes a matrix for security infrastructure modeling. This includes multiple different layers, contextual, conceptual, logical, physical components, and operational. Uh, At each intersection, the model defines a component of the security architecture that should address the question at that layer. Architecting network security with checkpoints. So now let's get into the importance of network segmentation. Least privileges. By giving the least privileges, they won't be able to access all the layers of it, and no, they can't be access like all resources who has higher privileges. So that whenever it has any risk, they can be able to contain it to that zone, so that the data leakage will be different and the company's loss will be so loss. I mean, like company will be like very less loss, so that they contaminate that particular zone and they can do their work. Visibility and control, containment. As I told you, like we'll be containing that particular zone whenever the cyber threat attacks goes, so that like the company won't be getting much losses and they can do their work, they can continue their work. Visibility, this in this one, segmentation enhances visibility control and establishing network administrators and monitor and manage the traffic flows, like incoming and outgoing traffic of the network. Anomalies means the suspicious traffic, and for granular security policies for that. So if we implement VPN is like virtual private network. So we can access it is a secured one, so that even for finding them, like if we include VPNs at the network level, it will be more secure, so that they won't be able to gain the system access or network access easily. So this VPN also ensures like give you the remote access any at any location. From any location you get the access of that particular system, and site to site connectivity, encryption and authentication. And like VPN is uses strong encryption algorithms and authentication mechanism to like confidentiality and integrity of data while transferring the data, or while the data is in transit, protecting from interception and unauthorized access. So next, firewall configuration and management, network perimeter protection, rule-based access control, and continuous monitoring and updates. Like these firewalls will act as a first-line defense, controlling all the inspecting all incoming and outgoing network traffic to prevent unauthorized access and blocks the known threats. Rule-based access control firewall will be writing some rules to the firewall, so that like whenever the attacker or the uh, anomalous type traffic coming, it will be trying to block, and denying the specific traffic based on the predefined rules, IP addresses, ports, and protocols. Like we need to continuously monitoring and updates. We need to update the firewalls regularly so that reviewing and updating so that we'll be up to date and the company won't be getting any malicious traffic. Like it won't be getting into the systems so that it will be more secure and the company will be also getting less losses. So we need to apply like intrusion detection and prevention systems also in network at network level. And this IDPS solution analyzes the network traffic to detect suspicious activity, identifying potential threats, and provide real-time alerts to further security teams. This IPS will try to block the incoming malicious traffic also, whereas intrusion detection system only detects the traffic and sends alerts. Threat mitigation. This can also take the automated actions. As I mentioned, it mitigates the threats and blocking the malicious traffic, quarantining affected devices, or registering firewall rules to prevent further components. Like after that, like a forensics team will be like generated. Reports will be generated, and the value data of the security and analysis, incident response, and compliance requirement. Secure remote access solutions, VPN. As I told you, VPNs provide more secure thing. Like it provides more secure and authentication so that whoever tries to like transit the data, whoever want to access the data, they won't be able to have the data. Remote connectivity, providing encrypted tunnels for user to access the corporate resources from any location. They should implement the strong authentication so that uh, to identify whether he is logging or not, so that like unauthorized access should not get the access to that particular resources. Zero trust architecture, we also discussed like what is zero trust architectures and all. Encryption and key management, we need to encrypt the data. Robust encryption protocols such as AES to protect the sensitive data both at rest and transit, as well as secure key storage. We need to utilize the hardware security models or other secure key management to store the data and manage encryption keys from preventing the unauthorized access to access or compromisable key rotations and life cycles. We need to establish some policies for producer regularly rotating encryption keys, ensuring the security of data as requirements and threats evolve over time. Monitoring and logging for security information and event management. SIEM tools like Splunk will be coming handy so that we can easily analyze the logs, files, and all related and all network traffic analysis. We need to monitor all that traffic, that incoming traffic and outgoing traffic. If any malicious traffic is coming, like we need to immediately block it, and detect the unauthorized access events and prevent data exfiltration. Security dashboard and reporting. So we need to we need to check it, and we need to report it, like risk indicators and effectiveness of protocols, supporting information decision. Incident response, disaster recovery, like how we need to respond to a particular incident, and we need to recover from the disaster incident. The first following step is like incident response plan. Develop, like we need to develop a well-defined incident response plan so that outlines the step to take in when a event or security breach happens. And to immediately like investigate, we need to contain that where the breach happened, and we need to investigate how the breach what happened, and what are the mitigation steps to do that remediations. Backup and restoration, implement, like we need to take backup of it and restore the servers and all. We need to implement robust backup strategies and disaster recovery solutions to ensure that availability and recoverability of critical data and system in the events of disaster or security. Employee awareness and training, we need to train our employees so that they won't be like employees under incident response procedures and best practices in security, role in maintaining organization, and security posture. Conclusion and okay. So that's it for today's session. Meet you guys in the other session.